All right, so here we go again. I'm going to go ahead and refresh all of my heroes' powers. Or I shouldn't say refresh all of their powers. I am going to go ahead and indicate that they are active to go again. And I'm going to start with the ranger, drawing no event because he's in the monastery where he's been camping out, doing a lot of nothing. Going to take advantage of track, which allows him to travel and then search. So he is going to come down to join the nymph in the forest, and he will search, hoping to roll a 4 or more. Because he traveled, he would be able to gain 1 secrecy, but I'm going to take advantage of Feral Spirit, which says when instructed to gain secrecy, you may instead gain 2 or 1 spark, and I will take the spark. I'm immediately going to spend that to help him with his search so that he can roll 2 dice. Hopefully rolling a 4 or more. Yes, he receives 2 successes. Things are already looking up. So he will draw 2 cards. This is the first, this is the second, and he is in the forest. So he gains a mystery, and then also this other item for which I will need to consult the charts. This other item is Vanishing Dust. Discard after a failed elude roll to make it a success. So that could come in handy. I'll leave you look at the map cards here while I shuffle around looking for that particular item. I have it. Going to place it here. I will take these and discard. I will draw a mystery, and I'm hoping for one that gives me a lot of clues off the bat. Not too shabby. I've drawn signs and portents. If you read the signs right, there's something crucial to be found here. So I immediately gain 2. That is great. I will roll a die to see where it goes. It goes to the 4 spot, which is up here with the Tinker. And it says, draw a mystery if 4+ is rolled while searching here. So that's kind of interesting. I'm sort of in shock. I can't believe that the ranger actually did anything of value, but lo and behold, he did. He is going to have to defend himself against this zombie, so he will fight with 3 dice, and he just needs one of them to come up with more than a 5. He rolled a 6, which allows him to escape the negative consequence of poison arrow. If he would have rolled a 5, he would have suffered it. But in this case, he does at least come out okay with no wounds. That is great. Okay, I'm going to activate the nymph and draw an event card. Haunt. The air grows suddenly cold. Though you hear no footsteps, you can feel eyes on your back. Compared to your secrecy, which is currently 5, so I will face a wisp. I will fight with 2 dice, needing 1 to come up as a 4 or better. I've got a 5, so I'm safe. I am going to go ahead and take this action. So I immediately gain 2 successes toward the 5 needed to complete this quest. Then I am going to spend 1 more grace, but because Autumn is active, I have to spend 1 more. So it says when you spend 1 grace, lose 1 grace. Maybe thematically that you're in the autumn of your life and aren't as strong as you used to be. So that does allow me though to add 1 more success. So that is looking up. I do now have to account for the zombies, so I will once again rely on my 2 dice. I've rolled a 5 and a 1. The 5 lets me successfully avoid it, but because one of them came up as a 1, I do have to exhaust this, so that is not great. Okay, so let's take a look. I think next I am going to come over to the Paragon and we'll consider attempting one of these quests. I think what I will do is go ahead and activate him. I will draw an event card, which is a demon. A stench of sulfur and a fiery glow tell you immediately what manner of fiend you are facing. My secrecy is currently a 5, so I could fight for 3. I think I will do that here, taking advantage of the tactic. Rolled a 3 and a 2, so I am okay. I think I am then going to meditate, which allows me to take 1 spark. Then I have to deal with the skeleton, so I will once again roll 2 dice. 4 and a 4 keeps me safe, so that is good news. Brings me to the Tinker. So he is in the same location as the Necromancer, up in the castle, so he loses 1 secrecy. He is going to activate and draw an event, which is another demon. So again, so compared to your secrecy, he's at a 5. So he will try to fight for 3. So he just needs to roll a 3 or more, which he does not. So he loses 2 secrecy. Now I think it would be... Normally it would be in his best interest to search because he has the benefits of the Luminous Gadget to add 1 die when searching. He has all of these sparks. He could search by using the Surveyor Gadget. But the problem is he is stuck here with the skeletons and the shades, and he's going to have to contend with them at the end of this turn if he remains where he is. And if he fails against each, he would die. So I don't know if this is worth the risk. Even so, there's so many potential benefits for searching. I think I have to take the risk and search. So here we go. He receives 1 die as a default. He is going to search with this action using the Surveyor Gadget. It gives him +1 die. He's going to spend his 3 sparks. Let's say he spends 2 sparks. I'll leave myself 1. And then he would deactivate this for spending the sparks, which gave him the 2 more dice. Going to take a marker here to indicate that this is now active. So he has 4 dice to work with. I'm not sure actually I'm going to spend the sparks, so I'm going to take those back. Because I think I would also have to deactivate this, because then this was deactivated for having spent a spark. So I know I have one default die. +1 when searching. +1 when searching. Let's see. So that gives him 3 to work with. So let us search. You see the search value here is a 2. So hoping for 5s or 6s to take advantage of the vault. Let's see. Oh, I've got a 4 and 2 1s. So I can at least take advantage of this. Draw a mystery if a 4 or more is rolled while searching here. So I will at least generate another mystery, which I'll tend to in a moment. And then I don't gain anything here from the vaults. That's okay. But I did have 1 success on the roll. I rolled the 4, so I'm going to pull this and see what I find in the castle. This is bottled magic, which is actually pretty valuable. It will give me more dice to work with if I fail a roll. And I'm going to draw a mystery now, which is Treasure Hunt. I do score 1. This goes in a random location. So I will roll to see. I've rolled a 4, which means it also will go back up with me in the castle. Some eccentric scholar has hidden caches of scrolls throughout the kingdom, each containing a clue leading to the next. So this is permanent. If a 5 or more is rolled while searching here, you get 3 clues and re-randomize this card's location. So a castle is abuzz with lots of great activity. Just cleaning up my player area here. So let me see. I do have to contend with the skeleton and the shade. And I think what I can do is not spend any of my sparks just yet, because I have the bottled magic, which states discard after a fight roll to add 3 dice to that roll. So I am going to attempt to elude, or I should say fight this shade. Need a 3 or more. And I've rolled a 2. So I think I'm just going to say I take that wound. Now I have to face the skeleton, and I am going to spend 2 of my sparks to give me 2 extra dice. I need one of these to come back as a 4, which they do, so I am safe. I do have to deactivate this for having spent a spark. And I also have to deactivate this because I deactivated another power. So that is the way it goes. Okay, so overall I've got things going back a little bit more on track. I'm going to go ahead and take the Necromancer's turn, moving this up. Desecration causes me to move it up again, and I realize I did not do that last time, so I'm going to move it up 1 more right now. I am going to add the timers to the different quests we have in play. And I think I need to go ahead and roll a dice for the Necromancer, which comes up as a 3. No one has less than a 3, which means he will move over here, thankfully, to the mountains, where he is going to create a Confusion Blight. So we will add that there. Okay, and so ends another round. Just one quick addition. I'm going to go ahead and place a marker here, as I realized I did not do that last time. So I'm going to go ahead and make that correction. Okay, everyone, so we're gonna go ahead and jump right back in. I realized that I need to add one more timer here to this quest that is in play before I can go ahead and begin the next round, where I hope to have much better luck than I've had up to this point. Well, if we take a look at the board, I think my Tinker is probably in a pretty bad place right now and is going to, I think it's unlikely that he will make it through this next round alive. There's always a chance he may do so, but I'm going to go ahead and activate him first. Draw an event. Alright, so I'm facing some looters. Panic, fear, greed. They grab everything that's not nailed down. I can only elude against them. I don't have anything that will give me benefit there, so I'm going to need to roll at least a 4. Let's see. I got it. Thank goodness. If I win, I gain 1 secrecy, which I will happily take. And I think as his action for the turn, I'm going to go ahead and do a search because of the treasure hunt mystery as well as the vaults. And I'm hoping to roll 5 or better to scoop up a bunch of clues. So to help me here, I'm going to go ahead and spend this spark. That will give me 2 dice to work with. I could take advantage of the Surveyor gadget, which would give me even 1 more die, but I would have to subtract 1 from the total of each die roll, and I really don't want to do that. So let me go ahead and roll these 2. Hopefully I will come up with a 5 or better. Oh, sweet success. I've rolled 2 6s. So let's go ahead and take a look at what this will net me. So I am going to be able actually to fulfill both of these requirements of the vault, meaning that I will gain 2 clues. So I'm up to 9. And I can also take advantage of a treasure hunt there that says if a 5 or more is rolled while searching here, you get 3 more. So I go up to 9, 10, 11, 12. That is pretty sweet. That means I now have enough to acquire a holy relic in a future turn. But before that, I have to do a few things. I have to go ahead and re-randomize the treasure hunt. And it's going to 2. Which means it will come down here to the village. That's pretty good. This has been fulfilled, so it's no longer available. We'll go ahead and remove it from the board. Well, let's take a look here. I actually have some more benefits. So +1 clue and gain a treasure chest, and +1 clue and gain a treasure chest. So I'm really glad I took a closer look. I'm going to go ahead and take a moment to grab the chests. Now, whenever we have these, they will allow us to acquire one of our power cards. And let's go ahead and just make sure that's correct. Discard at any time to draw a new power card. And this is kind of a bit of a tough dilemma because I could draw 2 more power cards for the Tinker, but I do have to face these 2 blights, which means I very well may not make it out alive. So I wonder if I could hold these and then perhaps if I make it through here, pass them off to another character who could draw them. I don't know. I think I'm not going. I'm going to hold them in the hopes that I do survive these blights, and then have the ability to transfer it over, trade it to another character, and then let's say I don't. Well, then I think if I just die, then I can take this. This item would go to the next character that I draw anyway. So that is all good. I also have this bottle of magic that I could use to give myself 3 more dice if I don't have a successful roll. So let's see what I could do. The Surveyor gadget gives me +1 when attacking blades, but that's actually not what I'm doing right now. I think I'm just going to go ahead and try to elude this skeleton. So I need a 4. Roll 6, so I'm okay. I will try to fight the shades. I need a 3 or better. And I get a 3, so thankfully I have made it out alive. That is pretty cool. Alright, let's see who I might be able to activate next. I think I will come over here to the Ranger. So he is activated and I draw an event. Compared to your secrecy, which is currently a 3. I have to fight or elude this large horde. Let me see. Okay, so I'm just going to try to elude. I need to roll a 4. Do not. So I lose 1 health. It's okay, the horde got to me. But now, as my action for the turn, I'm going to go ahead and gain 2 more successes over here. I already have 3, so that takes me up to 5, which means I have completed it. And previously, I had said that the Epiphany means every character draws a power card, but that's actually not correct. It's just your currently active character would. But what is kind of nice about that is that you can search your deck and take any one card that you want. So let me go ahead and remove these timers before I do that. And I will place this to the bottom of the quest deck. Okay, like so. Let me see. I think I will go ahead and flip through, and I will show you the cards, and then we could decide which one I'm going to take. So the first one is Forester. As a bonus, you have an additional 2 dice when eluding in the forest. Then there's a secrecy bonus. Vagrant. As a bonus at the start of your turn, if you were in the village, you may move to any location. Having a free movement is always really great. I'm going to single that one out. I may come back to it. Hermit. A bonus while in the swamp. You are never detected by the necromancer, and you ignore the effects of blights, except for corruption. You do not draw events, and you may pray. Well, that's good, but only if I'm in the swamp. Let's see. Pathfinding is an action. Exhaust to move yourself and any number of heroes at your location to one adjacent location and gain 1 secrecy. That's tempting, and it may help in the final battle with the necromancer, so I'm going to single that out. Silent Shadow. As a tactic, you can fight with 2 dice. If the highest is 1 less than the target number, you neither succeed nor fail. That's a little wonky to me. I'm not going to think about that. Race the Hare. You can elude with 2 dice, but if you roll a 6, you have to move. Forgotten Ways, +2 when searching in the ruins. It's a little bit tempting. Let's see. +2 when fighting in the mountains. The Hunt allows you to deactivate to fight with 4 dice. That's really tempting. I'm going to pull that one out. And then go to ground. Whenever your grace decreases, you can gain 1 secrecy. Well, let's see. I think Hunt is really appealing. And Pathfinding, Vagrant, not so much. Action, exhaust to move yourself and any number of heroes to 1 adjacent location. And then I have the Hunt, fight with 4 dice. Well, I think I'm going to take Hunt in the hopes that it will eventually be my Ranger who could maybe take out the Necromancer, which would be a really sweet irony after having such a poor start. So do that. I will reshuffle these guys and then move on to the next character. Kind of awkward to shuffle your cards with one hand, but can I say it's an old school kind of channel? All right. So the Ranger is stuck here, facing the zombies, so he does have to fight or elude. Maybe I could take advantage of Hunt. Oh, I can only activate this when I've gained secrecy, so it doesn't help me now, but I can fight with 3 dice. So let's try that. I need a 5 or more. A 4, a 3, and a 3. So I'm not successful, so I lose 1 grace. That's okay. All right, let's go to the nymph, I think. Well, okay, let's activate her and gain 1 secrecy because of the power of autumn. Draw an event, which is a dead servant. The rotten smell informs you that this one, like most of the Necromancer's minions, has been dead for some time. That's not good. Well, let's see. Don't really have any fight bonus right now or elude. Well, I could only elude, so let's see. I need a 5 or better. And I've not got it, so that's okay. I'll lose 1 secrecy, no big deal. I think I will go ahead and maybe try to search. So I need a 4 or better. Did not get it. That's okay. I will now try to elude this zombie. Needed a 3 or better, which I got, so that is good. Okay, now we're over to the Paragon. I think I will... Oh geez, I really should have used the Nymph's turn to spend my 10 clues to pick up this Holy Relic. That would have been really just so helpful. So that was kind of a bad turn on my part, but that's okay. Let's come back over and activate the Paragon and draw an event, which is a raid. The dead are seldom organized. When they are, it's not good. That's great writing, guys. Let's see. Count the blights in your location. There is 1. So I lose 2 secrecy. 2. Okay. Well, I would love to be able to elude successfully here in this quest so that I could have another epiphany and grab a power card for the Paragon. I do have a spark that could help me with that. I think I'm going to try to do that. So I'm going to go ahead, spend the spark to give myself another die. I roll 2, and I need one of these to come up as a 6. and it doesn't work out. So that's too bad. I do have to go ahead and contend with a skeleton, so I will take advantage of my tactic here, giving me 2 dice. And I've got it, so I'm safe there. So that's good. Going to go ahead and bump this up plus 1 more because of the Desecration Blight, which now means I must draw a Darkness card. You draw it at 10 and at 20, and at 30 you lose the game. Encroaching Shadows. Create a blight in the monastery when the necromancer's movement roll is a 6. Well, this is not good, because if you ever have 4 blights in the monastery, as we talked about before, the game is over. So just up at the top to remind myself, I will go ahead and add timers. So these are both at 4. This is also at 4. I will roll a die. It's a 4. So he could detect the ranger or the paragon. Both are of equal distance, so I'm going to have the necromancer come down here, I think, but I'm going to take just a moment to check and confirm what his movement would be. Alright, so the necromancer is just coming 1 space closer, so let's see what kind of blight he spawns here in the village. Confusion. Go ahead, add this here, which means I cannot use any tactics if I were to try to battle him here, which is where it's looking like the final showdown may eventually happen, but we shall see when we return.